Peace and love, everyone. Sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You hit the like button. You leave me any questions in my description below. Okay? Today, I'm going to be speaking about a ritual that was performed in Kemet. Okay? The name of it is the opening of the mouth. Okay? And this was a ritual that was performed way back in the Old Kingdom until the Roman times, and individuals still practice the opening of the mouth today. Okay, so what it was basically the ancients in African spirituality. They wanted us to have the awareness that after death there's always life. So what they would do is they would give the dead bodies nourishment. Okay, and what they would do would give them the nourishment to open their eyes, their nose, their mouth, so they can hear, so they can see, so they can smell, so they can taste. Okay, so they can drink. Okay, they fed the spirits. Okay, it was also symbolic to the Ka and the Ba and the Ankh. Okay, so when we're dealing with the Ka and the Ka is the lower Ka. Okay, the astral. Okay, then we have the divine Ka, the higher Ka, which is by the crown chakra, a higher level consciousness. Then we have the Ba, which is seen as the bird in Kemet, and it's also symbolic to us flying to the afterlife. Okay, that we do not die. Okay, we live eternally. So the Ba also describes the God that dwells within us. Okay, which will be down in that lower Ka until we start ascending to the higher Ka. Okay, then we reunite with the Ba and the higher Ka, the divine Ka, and then we become the Ankh, which is symbolic to immortal life, our divinity, our divine power, our mystical powers. Okay, the Holy Trinity, the mind, the body, and spirit, also known as the divine masculine, feminine, and also the children that she gives birth to. Also the electric magnetic field. Also, the Ankh has many different interpretations. So that's just a little of them, but it's eternal. It goes on and on and on because it was used for decades for several meanings. Okay, so like I said, then they perform the like when they performed the ritual it was done by high priest. Okay, so it was done in a place called the Gold Mansion. Okay, and it was performed on statues and also mummies. Okay, so first what they would do is they will do purification. Okay, so they will fill up 4 large vases, okay, and of water. Okay, and that was known as Nepset. Okay, the purification. Then they will state, you are pure, you are pure, you are pure, you are pure. Your purifications are the purifications of Haru, and the purifications of Haru are your purifications. They would use different gods, okay, when they're stating the prayer. Okay, so for 10 days they had 7 kings, and they will lay down in a coffin, and then they will be reborn again. Okay, they would dress in leopard skin. Okay, now when we see leopard skin with the pharaohs, This is symbolic to high priest. Okay, the high priest wore the leopard skin clothing. Okay, you will see this when you look at the videos or photos in Kemet. Okay, so they were dressed in leopard skin. The ancestors confirming that, child. They be moving when I be teaching. They be moving the water because I have water bottles. They be moving my water bottles. They be moving around in my car. So they confirming this. So, like I said, they were dressed in leopard skin, and they would identify themselves as Heru. Okay, so then they will open the mouth and say, like Heru did with his father Asar. Okay, so they will state that prayer. Okay, in the name of Heru, Asar, and Asar was known as the first god of Kemet, the ruler. Okay, he taught the individuals how to live righteous in Kemet. Okay, he's also known as the first mummy in history that was created. And what had happened is Set, his brother, cut Asar up into a lot of pieces and spread them throughout Kemet. Okay, Asar, wife of Set, took the pieces, put them back together, and created the first mummy in history. Okay, so then the mummy actually was Asar, right? So what Aset, his divine counterpart, did is she hovered over the mummy and she transformed into a Ba, okay, a spirit, the bird, the god that dwelled within. And what she did is she hovered over him, okay. He erected, then he ejaculated, and they created the son Heru. Okay, always be familiar with that. So that was showing us the Ka, the divine Ka, the regular Ka, and the Ba, the lower Ka, divine Ka, and the Ba, the bird, the God that dwells within us. That shows us that God is within. It also shows us that after death is always life. Okay, and Aset got impregnated by her divine masculine spirit. Okay, so that was just showing us it's eternal life. Okay, so they used special tools to do the ritual with. They had amulets. They had different offerings as well. They also used like a serpent blade and a massacre and a pacica. And what I'll do is I'll actually place the pictures on Instagram. I'm going to post them in my link below so you'll be able to see what I'm speaking about. And I also have videos and also pictures of everything I teach on Instagram as well, so you can just check my Instagram page out. I'm going to post it in the description below, and just continue on, follow me. I love you all. So next, what they did in the ritual was they would use animals to be sacrificed, right? So they had 2 bulls and then they had geese. So the killing symbolizes the kings, the killing of, the kings that were dead, right? So what they did is they took 4 heart and legs was used for the offerings. The legs was pointed towards the lips, transferring power and strength to the deceased. Okay, so just be familiar. In Kemet, we had pharaohs that were vegan. Okay, far as Gad, he was symbolic to vegan. Okay, because he was green. He was also symbolic to death and rebirth as well. So the ancients would eat meat. Then you had some that didn't eat meat, but when they ate meat, it was because they didn't have any crops. Okay, so once they did have to eat the meat, what they did is they prayed, and asked for forgiveness, because they had no other way, to eat anything by everything being dead. Okay, I always be familiar with that. And I looked at pictures in Kemet, and I saw like the cow and then the pharaohs with the knives, but I didn't have the understanding of what it was, so the animal was being sacrificed for the dead. Okay, I always be familiar with that. So we had some that ate meat, we had some that didn't, from my overstanding. So they used to also state a prayer, and it goes like this: I have opened your mouth, I've opened your eyes, I have opened your mouth with the instrument of Anubis. Okay, now Anubis was the ruler over the underworld, the dead, the god of the dead. Okay, so that's what that is symbolic to. And he was like the master over the dead people. Okay, and then Asar, he taught the pharaohs how to nourish the dead bodies as well. So I always be familiar with everything that was left in hieroglyphics, in pictures, in Kemet. They all have a purpose, a meaning to them. And also what they did was they would use certain incense. Frankincense was really big back then. Okay, and they used those incense also for ritual purposes as well in Kemet. Okay, and when they used to do the rituals, they had, the pharaoh's family members grieving over the bodies, the loved ones weeping, asking for forgiveness still, because yes, they know they gone to another place, but they still wanted to release and cope. Okay, once we're dealing with, also, they want them to have the abilities to nourish the soul, because it don't die, so they wanted them to have the abilities to eat, drink, hear, smell, see. Okay, and we still do that now in rituals. That's why we are able to get a blue candle, light some incense, and connect with our loved ones or either our ancient ancestors. Okay, so this is a study that is eternal. Okay, and not only was it done back then, it's still done today. And it's so that we can respect and honor the ones that was here before us, that is no longer here physically, but guess what? Spiritually, they here. Okay, and we have a lot of other different traditions that actually practice rituals like this. Okay, you had the India people, they actually practice a ritual of fire, where they would sacrifice things by fire and send it up to the heavens to whoever they worshiped as well. So always be familiar with this. I love you all. I'm 13 on my clock. I love you all, and I'm sending you all positive energy, high vibrations. Don't forget to hit the link below. Check out my Instagram page, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love. I love you.